Hello everyone, Mark Satterfield here. Thanks for joining me. Today I want to talk to you about stories. And the reason that stories are so important is because they get you remembered. Remember the old saying, people do not remember facts and figures, people remember stories. So you want to create stories around most everything that you're offering. So you want to create an origin story. And this is the story about who you are, how you came to be the expert and wonderful provider of great services that you do. You want to talk about client success stories, and that brings your successes to light and also does it in a way that's memorable. And you want to create stories whenever possible, because again, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is what gets you remembered. So if you look over my shoulder, you'll see that suit of armor. That guy's name is Ivan. Ivan's a reproduction. He's about 175 years old, and I bought it from a guy who has a little antique shop in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, granted, I drank a little too much wine before I went shopping, and I used to do that back in the day. And he told me that suit of armor, it is a replica. It's only 175 years old, but it wasn't the type of armor that people would wear when they would go to battle. But this was really more what the king or prince's personal guard would wear. It would provide a certain amount of protection, but it had a lot of flexibility so that these guards could repel evildoers. And it was made in Seville, Spain, which, as you may or may not know, was the armorer to most of the armor that was created in medieval England. And it's something that prior to being here was in the home of the person who founded Home Depot. Now, what have I done? I've told you a story. Told you a story about Ivan, who's the suit of armor. I told you about where he came from. I told you where his historical precedents were. I told you actually who owned him before. Now, this is exactly the same story that the person who owned the antique shop told me. And, if he hadn't have told me the story, I would have thought, it's kind of a cool suit of armor, but I don't know if it's necessarily something that I particularly want. I know my wife Marion certainly doesn't want it, but the more he told me the story, the more I got intrigued. And the more that he told me the story, I said, this is something that I really think would make a great addition to my house. And I now tell this story to people when they come over to the house, and obviously it's fairly eye-catching, and I've told this story to many people. People remember it, and actually I've had people that have reached out to me since I moved from Atlanta to Pinehurst with the subject line being, "Hey, how's Ivan?" So anyway, a little silly, if you will, example of using stories, but the point is that stories are what get you remembered. And the biggest challenge we all face is getting stuck in the middle of that bell-shaped curve. So think about the stories you can create, both about yourself, about your products, your services, as well as the success that your clients have. Hope this gives you some good food for thought. If you know other people who are focused on marketing to the wealthy and the affluent, hey, do me a favor and pass this along to them. It's good for them, it's good karma for you, and of course, yeah, it's good for me. All right, I'll talk to you soon and have something new for you shortly. But until then, this is Mark Satterfield. Bye for now.